Alright, looks like I'm going. I played a cube draft for the first time today in a really long time, and I didn't record the draft. I now can, watch all my replays, even multiplayer ones. Just gonna go through the replays. In general, I went into blue green just because I think it's really good. My first pack had a treachery, so I took that with my first pick, and I ended up picking up some green bombs early just because I didn't think the other cards in the packs were very good. Like I picked up an early Primeval Titan and Woodfall Primus, etc. And the deck just kind of really came together. Though I haven't drafted this cube in, I think, over a year. Can't remember the last time I played it, but I decided to play one today. My opening hand is a Mox, two lands, Anticipate, Mana Leak, Jiraga, Garruk Wild Speaker. So this is an excellent hand with the way my deck is. Lots of bombs. Want to be able to ramp. Don't have a whole lot of control. I decide to put that on top because I figure I can cast it and then also still keep open Mana Leak / Anticipate line. So that's exactly what I do. And I'm kind of happy I did because he opens with Careful Study, and if he has a Reanimate spell, Iona would be quite a bitch. And in fact, there's the Reanimate, so yay Mana Leak, saves the day. No ugly Iona. Eureka. Interesting. I don't really want to cast it yet, I don't know what he has. I couldn't cast it anyway as of exactly right now. Plays a Signet, I'm going to Anticipate. Yavimaya Elder, Arbor Elf, and Island. So we're going to take the Yavimaya Elder. Which typically this card doesn't seem super good. It's super good in this deck. So Search for Tomorrows comes into play. And we draw Coercive Portal. This card was a amazing card for me the entire draft. Well, I guess cube or tournament or whatever the heck you call it. It was just a little Swiss thing, so you're guaranteed to get to play 3 games. Since I kind of just want to be able to play. So, level up, portal down. Go card advantage. So set up the Eureka quite nicely. With the Eureka, I'm not really worried about getting ramped from Garruk. He plays a Wormcoil Engine. Scary. Woodfall Primus. Excellent. So, because I have this Woodfall Primus, I feel like I can Eureka now. He's only got 2 cards left in his hand. I wait to play the Primus, because if it get the double pass on Eureka, then you don't get to play your card. So he's going to go ahead and throw his Liliana out, because he's got other card he wants to play. I was definitely going to hold the Primus till last, just to make sure he plays his stuff, and that Liliana is going to instantly die. He gets a Tassiger out of the deal, but I get a Woodfall Primus, a Yavimaya Elder, and a Garruk. I'm going to go ahead and just make a beast. Plan here being to block sack. Except that doesn't happen. He doesn't even swing. So we're going to go get my splash land. I put 1 swamp in this deck just to play a Garruk Apex Predator. And we draw a Karn. So bye-bye Wormcoil Engine. Welcome to Bomb City. Make another beast. Swing in. He Tassigers, no matter what. Unless he gets a crappier card, he's just getting Careful Study back on a nearly empty hand. So Control Magic. Yay, you don't get to draw into that. Have a Careful Study. Don't want to give you any of those other cards. Though I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess technically Tooth and Nail is pretty bad there. I mean, but if he gets to 7, he gets to put 2 bombs in his hand, though. So Frantic Search. So with Frantic Search and Careful Study, I guess he considered that the better of the 2, since it's free once he gets his untap, but they pretty much do the same thing. But he keeps the Careful Study, so apparently not getting good draws either. And he just dumps a bunch of lands, and the best card he's able to find is Deathrite Shaman. I draw Garuk. I think I make a mistake here. I should put a token into play before I play the second Garuk, and I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't. Should have had a third beast token out before I did that, but not a huge deal. Kill the Tasigur. He's going to activate. And, I mean, he's just boned. Yeah, he just scoops. Like, I probably from this position, I mean, I wouldn't have even given them the dig to have a chance. I'd just given him Coalition Relic, I guess. Though I guess that means he could hit a bomb that would kill me. I mean, Careful Study still is pretty horrible from that position. I don't know. He wasn't in a good spot regardless. I mean, honestly, here, I think I didn't get to click the card I was still thinking. The worst card is maybe even the Liliana, because I can afford to sack. I don't really give a crap. And the discard's not doing anything to me. He'd be dead before it was relevant. So there's the first game. Why is this annoyingly up in this corner now? I have no idea. I don't even know if you guys can see that. It's a little Fraps FPS or whatever the heck thing it is, covering my X I just clicked. Okay. Not as good, but not horrible. We've got a ramp spell, we've got 3 lands, we've got Primeval Titan. So slower, but watch this. I'm going to play the Mox right out, and I'm just going to pretend I've got a counter spell. And it's really easy to do because I don't have anything. And I think he literally plays around a counter spell this game. This is maybe the one game I should have lost. So, yet again, I literally can't do anything. Draw a natural order. This deck was actually pretty disgusting, by the way. I think one game I get through like the whole deck, so you can see what the whole deck looks like, but... Plays Liliana, makes me discard. I sit there and think about it for a second. And the reason I think about it for a second is because I want to represent this counter spell, which I also thought about countering the Liliana and then didn't. So Sakura Tribuilder, yay, I can get the Primeval Titan. He goes for Reanimate, and it's a Shieldred. And I go, well, looks like I'm playing Garuk instead. So, instead of playing Primeval Titan right into this, the natural order is not good with this position. I'm going to play Garuk and slaughter Shieldred. Goodbye. Primeval Titan in the chamber. He's got 3 cards. His discard on my forest would be irrelevant. He sowers his own sower just to be able to try to kill this Garuk. Puts his Liliana up to 6. Obviously going to kill it. Don't want that to resolve. Down comes Primeval Titan, Scryland, plus Dual Land. See a mana leak, and I consider it for a second. And though it's good because my position is good, I just put it on bottom. Because if he gets a good play this turn and is able to turn it around in any real way, the mana leak will do nothing. And if he gets a good play on the next turn, it's too slow. He's already lost. So he gets a good play on this turn, and I'm immediately feeling good about putting the mana leak down. So make a token, play an elf, and that's all we can do. He gets to swing in and kill my Planeswalker, but I don't feel like a horrible because I am playing Bomb City. And here comes Olamog the Ceaseless Hunger, one of the single best bombs in this format. He is totally boned, because now I get Primeval Titan back, I get to hit one of his mana sources. I could have taken the Sower, but I'm really not worried about the Sower. I mean, technically, I guess if he had a way to bounce it back to his hand, that could have been a problem. Because he could have still stolen my Olamog, so it was probably better to just kill this. I don't know why. I mean, I hadn't seen his whole deck, so I guess that's a consideration. You probably should just get rid of the Sower just because it's an effect that can steal this Olamog, which is not good. Like, very not good. But I decided just to kill his mana. I didn't know if he was splashing another color, but I doubted it considering I saw a Dreadbore in both games. So if he's splashing anything, it's the red, right? This is... I mean, he played like a Golgari and a Celsius Signet. I guess he was just using them like they were Mind Stone. I mean, bad Mind Stone. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like maybe he got all the cards he wanted out of his draft. So, one guy down. Next guy also ends up playing some kind of Reanimator. So, opening hand here. For a 0-land hand, it's not horrible, right? It's got a Mana Vault, a Mox Sapphire, and a Mana Leak, but obviously not good either, so pitch. Go down to 6. Manador Coercive Portal and Nissa Worldbreaker. This is perfectly fine. No islands, but what do you know? Tropical Island on top. I'm going to keep that. With the Arbor Elf, I now am up to 2 blue. Nice little combo there. So now my mana is perfectly fixed. And I get this actually kind of hand, I think, multiple games in a row against this guy. Because he went first this game. Like both these games are very similar. So he cascades into a Fauna Shaman. And now that my decision here is, do I want to natural order this dork away straight into Primeval Titan, or do I want the portal down? And the answer is I want the portal down because I don't think he's going to have an answer to it, and the faster it starts drawing me extra cards, the better that card is. So I'm kind of incentivized to drop that as soon as possible. He necromancies a Thragtusk, and I'm thinking, I'm glad that what you necromancied is just a Thragtusk. I can deal with a Thragtusk, especially considering I fully plan on getting Primeval Titan. So I get to draw my 2 cards, Mystic Confluence and Anticipate. Not too bad. Go get Primeval Titan. Go Scry. See a Forest. I can't remember if I put it. I think I put that down for sure. Yeah, I put it down for sure. Even though it would give me my 4th Nissa land, there's absolutely no reason. I've got the Primeval Titan, which can swing more stuff into play anyway. So, easy block on Thragtusk here. He gets to swing in for 2 and gets his token, but I'm not sure that that's the best trade in the world. Plays a Polacrinos World Eater, which is semi-scary. Draw extra cards. Swing. Now, the reason I just want to swing here is twofold. One, I want more mana so that I can get to all my bombs and do all my crazy stuffs. But 2 is if he double blocks, which is definitely a thing, then guess what we're going to do? He indeed does a double block. We get a Mystic Confluence, draw 2 cards, and then bounce this Beast Token away for good, and then kill his Polacrinos. Seems good. So, draw 2 more cards, kill his dude, bounce his dude. That ended up being like a 4-for-1 trade with that Confluence, so seems good in Limited. 7 cards to 3 in hand. Better board position, drawing extra cards every turn. And I think I just played the Mana Vault as well as suspend the Search for Tomorrows just to efficiently use my mana. He goes Fauna Shaman, goes and gets Craterhoof, Behemoth, and Living Deaths. Ouch. So strong kind of combo we play, but the only creature with the haste is the Craterhoof. So I'm just taking 8, so I still have 8 life. However, I can prevent his Polacrinos from getting bigger. Play Nissa because it only costs 1, just to get the untap to put pressure on him. Kill Polacrinos, go up to 13 life. Now he kind of has to deal with the Garruk. So this thing really trades and gets me extra cards. Play Yavimaya Elder, so now I can do a block sack line to just go up even higher in card advantage. He chooses to swing both at the Garruk so that I can't do my little block sack trick. So I decided to hold it just in case he has something else. Plays an Academy Reactor, which I don't give him much credit for having a way to kill it. There's not a whole lot of sack-type engines. Grab my Anticipate. Ooh, Eureka with Woodfall Primus. Not too bad. And I get 2 draws. Get a thin of land. So I get a good chance there's even more awesome stuff. So this is one of the more hilarious parts of the game. I'm like, alright, I got a Treachery. Even if he's got a big creature, this is going to be good. I'm like, screw it. It's Eureka time. I use the Nissa first. Eureka. And what's the one card in his hand? Terastodon. Gross. So, stealing the Terastodon isn't going to do me a whole lot of good because he's just going to kill the Treachery. He gets to put his trigger on the stack last. Goody. So, I get to try to kill his Manland, and I get to try to steal his Terastodon. And he's going to kill... Now, this is interesting. He kills Nissa instead of Coercive Portal, which I'm not quite sure what the thinking was there. I guess this makes 4/4s, but he has so much life, the card advantage is going to be so much more important. It's going to be irrelevant, though, because I still get the untap from the Treachery. So I'm still going to untap 5 lands. So the Eureka costs -1. And now I get to do dig for 2. And there's my best friend, Olamog the Ceaseless Hunger, and his buddy, Karn the Liberated. And we had a good chance of finding him, because if you look, my deck's only got 12 cards left in it. So when I did that dig, there was like 14 cards, so I had literally like a 50% chance of finding this guy. So I was totally not worried as of right now. So no more Terrastodon, no more Crater Hoof. I'm not really giving Academy Reactor much credit right now, and all I have to do is swing that Olamo a couple times and he's done. So he swings his Academy Reactor. I'm obviously not going to block it. I don't know what enchantment he's got in there, but I don't necessarily want to see it. Go ahead and sack Yavimaya because I'm not going to mill out before him because I got the Olamog now. Untap that for good measure just in case he has some kind of damage. Throw down Karn. Even though that gets a trigger, he can't actually kill this Olamog. And he attacked with the reactor, so he can't even block. Not that it matters. 20 of his cards would die before he even got the block off. And it looks like he had opposition, as well as Mirari's Wake. The opposition would have been probably what he got, and he would have continued to tap down the Olamog and just hoped I milled myself out with the portal. And just tried to defend. I'm assuming that was his plan. Either way, Olamog swings again. I don't even have to touch his life total. He mills out. Yay, Olamog. And this next game ends up being very similar. So, Mole, the first hand, has no mana. This hand is not so bad because even though it's got only 1 land, I have a turn 1 Noble Hierarch play. I can guarantee a turn 2 Sakura Tribe Elder to get a turn 3 Yavimaya Elder, which will just keep the land flow going. But if I top a land, this hand all of a sudden becomes pretty darn good. So we put not a land on the bottom. Find an island, play a noble, so we're in an excellent spot. He plays a Reclamation Sage, which, considering I have Portal in my hand, ends up not being a very good decision, needless to say. I'm going to go ahead and play the Tribe Elder here, just because I want to guarantee being able to get down that portal next turn. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I draw a land. So same decision as the game before. Do I Natural Order right here to go get Woodfall Primus or Primeval Titan? Or do I instead play the portal and yet again incentivize to just go ahead and play the portal? He plays a Sword of Feast and Famine, which is definitely not bad against this deck. Gets to untap all of his lands. I pitch the Yavimaya Elder, which is not super good from this position. At this point, my plan is to Natural Order the Dork away and go get Primeval Titan to get my mana up, and then keep the Karn up as my next threat. I don't even think it really matters which one of these cards goes, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana off Primeval Titan. So I think I'm probably going to bin the Garruk to make sure I can play Karn next turn. That's probably the plan. Anticipate. Anticipate off the Scribe made me think for a while. I knew I didn't want to cast it on my next turn, because I wanted to be able to cast the Karn. So because of that, I put it on the bottom. It's not the best of all cantrips anyway, but it's kind of interesting scrying into like a medium cantrip like that if it's for what you decide to do with it. But considering I have this Coercive Portal already online, I just decided to bin it. Decided to drop Garruk. I think Karn's probably going to be good enough. He plays a Grave Titan, which is excellent. I actually vote to kill everything, which I don't think he is on board with. So we throw down Karn. I swing. Go get more lands, thin the deck. Get rid of the Grave Titan, and then make him choose between putting me at 8 or removing the Karn. He chooses removing the Karn, which I actually don't think is the right decision. Not that it's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna end up mattering or not, because it just makes it too much easier for me to kill him. Draw the Treachery, make it so that he has to remove his Sword of Feast and Famine. Now he can't kill me. with what he's got on board at least. And he's incentivized not to even try, even if he moves his sword back, because if he swings with either of them, he just is dead, because he's at 6 life. So we Woodfall Primus. Finally take care of that pesky sword. He has a tricky Manatith, but I don't even really know why he cast it at that point. We swing in. I guess my timer's getting really low. I don't know how my timer got this low. And there's Ulamog, but it doesn't even matter. Just swing in for the kill. So there was that. And then round 3 was pathetically quick. I'm like, let's see what the other 2-0 guy's playing. So I get this hand. It's got 2 lands. It's got a Jiraga to play on the first turn. It's got a Remand up. Yavimaya Elder again. I'm really feeling like this is a decent hand. I can easily get this guy up and get Yavimaya Elder down to get the more lands. Not only that, I can get the fetch land off of... I can fetch the single swamp I put in the deck for the Garruk, as well as just having the Treachery is a really strong card. Since these are both forced, I can go get blue-black with this, and I should be just set. Plus with the Remand early, I'm feeling pretty good against anything he could be playing. I'm on the play, which is excellent, so... Mana Dork Ho, Fire Drinker Satyr, so we're playing against aggro. So with that in mind, I decided to just level up. That way if he's got the burn spell, he can just send it at the dork, which isn't the end of the world. But I'm really hoping he doesn't have the burn spell, and he doesn't. He does have a port, which, that's a thing. But since he has the port and not the burn spell, it's actually really good that I leveled that thing up, because I top decked the land, and now I get Yavimaya Elder down, and he's in a lot of trouble, because if I block, I get my lands, his port becomes much weaker. He plays a Gutter Snipe, which I'm okay with. Drop my land. I gotta think about this for a second. Oh yeah, play Garruk, just make a dude. And I feel like this is going to make him want to play a spell to kill the Garruk. That way he doesn't port my land for the Remand. And the plan is Remand whatever he plays back to his hand, let him kill the Garruk, and then I'll be able to sack the Elder on my next turn and be in a pretty decent position. He in fact does cast a spell. There's the Remand. Then we can sack the Elder and then be able to get Treachery up, which is the plan. So we go get Island Swamp. Except that was the plan until Eureka. God, I got this card like halfway through. I can't remember if it was the second or third pack, but like halfway through I saw this card and I already had so many bombs. I was like, oh my god, this is absolutely perfect. So I can play everything in my hand off this Eureka, summon the team. So Treachery, Garruk, he is just so beyond boned. Untapping the lands doesn't even matter. Make my dude. Now it's pretty much, I don't even know how he comes back from this position. He just does it. Which is why he scoops. There's no chance of coming back from that position whatsoever. So then the last game I played, I have another excellent hand. I've got the Grim Monolith with the Mox Sapphire. So that means turn 2 Monolith, turn 3 Primeval Titan, with Treachery as my backup. I'm totally fine with this. He doesn't have a turn 1 play, so he's not even going fast. He's totally boned. So turn 1 Grim Monolith Ho. Oh, excuse me, I misspoke. Turn 1 Grim Monolith, turn 2 Primeval Titan is what I meant to say. Turn 2 Primeval Titan seems like a good thing to be doing. I don't know why people value this card so lowly in this cube. I mean, I haven't played it for a while, so maybe the evaluations are like different now, or maybe the cube's different. But I remember when I played it like a year ago, this not being very high on people's list of things that they think are good. But I think this card is just absolutely disgusting. Temple, splash card, seems good. Arbor Elf, don't need one of those. I think Primeval Titan would just beat him by himself this game. In fact, I think that's kind of what happens. I think I just smash him with Primeval Titan until he's dead. Draw a different Mana Dork. Play some Mana Dorks. He kills a Mana Dork and I don't care. He swings for 2, and I don't care. Anticipates is actually really good here. Swing with Primetime first to get the deck thinning. I should have played this card before I swung with Primetime last turn. I don't know why I didn't go for Exalted the turn before when I was going to play it anyway. Not quite sure. I just realized that. But Anticipate's actually a really good draw here. Oh look, it's my friend, Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. Prepared to get wrecked. Except he's already dead to Primeval Titan. Yeah. That's the thing. So I got a disgusting deck. You got to see pretty much what a blue-green ramps into fatty shit deck looks like in this format. I pulled Mox Sapphire was first pick, second pack. Treachery was first pick, first pack. But what I couldn't believe is the Primeval Titan and the Ulamog. Like some of those cards, like I feel like those cards are like even something like this. I think this is the first couple pixable. Like it's just that disgusting. There's just too many good things you can do with it. Too easy to go ramp, and I just was able to get too many bombs. It just made this a fairly easy event for me. So maybe the next time I draft, it'll be a little more interesting, and I'll actually record the draft. I don't think you can go back and look at the draft, can you? No. Of course, why would they put something cool like that in? But I definitely had fun playing it, so there's that. Until next time, Moxnix signing out.